the end of the year, 2024, and since I have decided to dropkick the Halloween special for the sake of my own sanity, the ratio video does not count, by the way, this is going to become our new special, so welcome to the final video of the year, provided the impulses don't win, where I look at titles that came out throughout this year that I think is worth keeping an eye on going into the upcoming year, although I will admit, I was like so prepared to talk about 2 completed series under the excuse of you should keep an eye on these artists. And then I decided I would rather talk about the gender bender manga about Garus than the web series written by Schizophrenic and the one shot written by my favorite Garu hentai artists. So God, I'm gonna butcher this one. Danchi Kokosei Dakedo Garu ni Shimimatsu? God, I've definitely butchered that. Whatever the title is on screen right now is my pick of 2024 because of one reason, Gyros. Yeah, that's it. I mean, there's also the fact nothing else really spoke to me this year outside of Heron King, but we blew that one on pissing off my friend, who is still under the impression that I'm doing the Buddha one shot for this video. I mean, Polestar came out this year, which was interesting because it's the Haircon writer, but 4 chapters isn't enough for me to have a solid grasp of the story it wants to tell, so onto the back burner it goes until we get more chapters. I did bring up Arrogant Slave, but I kind of want to save that one for when I want to talk about Yuchin no Kakushigoto. Definitely butchered that one. So, nope, here we are. Talking about a comedy manga where we are dealing with a guy being suddenly turned into a Garu by the Garu goddess and is now attending a school full of, well, Garus for a fish out of water scenario. Don't let my deadpan delivery fool you, though. I do genuinely like this title, because if I didn't, I would have really forced the one shot for this video. Being slightly serious now, this title starts with our poor, introverted Junpei, whose name is Shunpei in the opening chapter, but I'm putting that down as a translation error. It's saving the Garu goddess, who decided to repay the favor of being saved from drowning by making Junpei into a Garu. Now, I personally see this as a reward for someone like Junpei, who probably struggles to communicate to people in general. This is probably pretty bad, to be honest. Although I like how they kind of depict how on the fence he is. Wait, should I be like using she, her pronouns now? Or instead of hate he, him? Because they were originally a he before the ugly forced transition. Fuck it, I'll just use they, them, since they are a they, them baddie who is about to get some hot... He's probably going to be getting some hot she, her action, hopefully. I fucking hate that. I know I only writ they, them, so I can just, like, insert clips of that fucking TikTok video I am obsessed with. It's a banger, I'm just saying that now. This is one of the few things that ever came out of TikTok, alongside,
I find you rather feminine, Timmy Turner, so I give you an F for femboy fairy cock parents!
That's such a dumb fucking TikTok. Going back on track. Anyway, Junpei's mum is somehow not distressed at the fact that her son became a daughter overnight and immediately transfers them to a Garu-only school. So most of her enjoyment of this title is derived from Junpei trying to survive all these different situations this gimmick gets them into. Unless you're me. I mean, because in that case, you're, well, mainly going to be enjoying this title, mainly due to the envy you have for our protagonist. Like, this is my high school DxD. Like, you people may like imagining yourself as Issei and living up that story in your head, but I want to be Junpei. I want to suddenly wake up one day to find out I'm a Garu. I mean, I'll gladly just take having tits at this point, but Garu would be the peak of the mountain for me, and I would sell my soul to achieve that. Fuck, my gender envy is seeking its way into this script again, so let's quickly switch tracks. I like Neo, and it's not only because of the potential of a Yuri angle, although that would be really neat and aggravate my envy for Junpei even more. I think Neo is just a really good foil for Junpei. Like, Neo just being very deadpan is a great provoker for Junpei's Exani, especially when paired with the typical Garu cliches like, well, I can't say the fucking word. I'm gonna put it on the screen. That's the word I'm trying to say. Let's move on. Unfortunately, at the time of writing, we only have 11 chapters because I'm recording this in November after losing a coin flip. And, well, Neo has to share that screen time with Maya after, like, that little chapter in the bar shop. I don't know what else it's supposed to be called. And, you know, Maya is, like, the necessary happy-go-lucky counterbalance to the group's dynamic. Like, not to say I dislike Maya, I do feel like she's necessary to the dynamic, like I said, and her initial introduction does allow for our little Junpei to grow a little by letting him get past some of his anxiety to just make a genuine connection with her through another very cliche topic with Garu's romance. Still, I really just want more time with Neo, and I get that the manga would rather focus on the shenanigans of Junpei learning what it means to be comfortable in his new body and all the new problems that arise from it, which is already pretty enjoyable because it's like watching his egg being cracked. But you baited the hook too well with this scene right here. I'm left desiring more Neo Junpei action now because of you, and I demand restitution in the form of more Neo scenes. Moving past my own selfish desire for more Yui content, if there's one more thing I want to talk about, it's the Garu Goddess. Purely because I like that she isn't just like a one-off plot device that shows up and disappears off the face of the earth, unlike a certain other useless god. The fact that she can just show up, be a silly little gal, and just leave honestly makes me like her a lot, surprisingly. Like, she doesn't need to be here during this bath scene, but it's the fact that she shows up with a boombox and does this little dance just to show off her power is slowly coming back is, well, ridiculously stupid, and I love her for it. Her being like the annoying mascot character that shows up to either get on Junpei's nerves or break the egg even more is honestly really fun. And it's just one of those other things I really like about this title. Anyway, that's all I really want to say about this title, really, because while I do think it has a lot of potential that can be explored in the upcoming year, at 11 chapters at time of writing, like I said before, there isn't really much to talk about. So unlike certain other videos, I would rather not stretch the runtime by saying unnecessary stuff. I mean, I've already talked about TikTok, but that's fine. Look, I free flow tangent. That's my thing. All right, leave me alone. Anyway, with that said, I do feel bad not talking about that one shot. So the interesting thing about this one shot is the artist behind it, Buddha. Now, if you aren't afraid of admitting that you like reading hentai doujins like me, the name Buddha might ring a bell because yes, this is the very same Buddha who's best known for their Garus. They are honestly the best when it comes to drawing specifically tanned Garus. Like, there's no competition. But something else that I really like about their doujins is the writing. They just have this knack of just writing these relationships that feel really authentic. It makes you more invested in the actual story than the sex scenes. So what happens when you take out the sex scenes and only leave the story in a Buddha doujin? Well, you get a 2-chapter one-shot that leaves me wanting more. That's all I really want to say about it, because you really need to read this. It's like my highlight of the year. Like, I would put this above the title we were literally just talking about earlier, because, well, it's just, Buddha is just really good. Like, really damn good. And I think it's a damn shame that it didn't continue as a web series. Like, Buddha is talented enough to make something like this work for easily 50 chapters. So yeah, that's like my one caveat. If you can't handle the thought of a one-shot leaving you wanting more, don't read it. If you don't mind that though, fucking read it already. And keep an eye on all Buddha releases going into the new year, because Buddha is peak and there's nothing else to say. So, bye.